Dr. Marc Siegel joins us this morning. Okay, the big picture. How much sleep does the average person actually need?
Well, Stuart, at least 6 or 7 hours a night, depending on your age. As you get older, you may need a little less. But let me tell you why that number. Because what happens when you sleep, and the melatonin that the brain puts out melatonin, it helps to calm things down, and you go to sleep. When you're sleeping, the brain is restoring itself. You're going to have almost a vacuum cleaner effect of debris going out of the cerebral spinal fluid and literally cleansing the brain and restoring the brain, and the hormones reset and the brain resets. Now, we already have a problem in this country with about 40% of Americans saying that they have mental health issues, and about 18% have considered suicide. Now, when you sleep, it decreases that risk. It makes you more vital. Your decision-making improves. Your creativity improves. Your happiness improves. Decreases depression. So all of that means it's part of the regular program I prescribe. Exercise, sleep, eating right.
What about people like me who have a body clock that just won't quit? I get up every morning at 2:45, every morning. And I never set an alarm. I always wake up on time. I'm never late. Is that a problem?
No, I think the lack of alarm is terrific, actually. That's your body clock working. The only thing I might say is take a brisk stroll out among those trees, Stuart, and maybe go to sleep a little earlier. That's all. I wouldn't try to get up later. I'd try to go to sleep a little earlier, and it's better without the alarm. The alarm jars you out of deep REM sleep, and you don't want that.
My body clock jars me awake every time. Next subject, intermittent fasting. That's where you fast for certain hours of the day. It's now being linked to a higher risk of heart-related death. You know, doctor, that sounds a little extreme to me.
It's the American Heart Association just put out something on this, 91% increase in sudden death from heart disease over 8 years, looking at 20,000 people. But this was really severe intermittent fasting. We're talking about 8 hours. Literally, you only eat for 8 hours, and the rest of the day, the other 16, you don't touch a thing. That's severe, and that causes stress on the body, Stuart. And also, the study is just observational, meaning it could be those people that chose that group, those fanatics that chose that group may have an underlying tendency towards heart disease. So it's not proof, but I want to use it as a wake-up call that you don't have to be that severe. Okay, stop eating after 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm all for that. But the idea of an 8-hour window is too narrow.
Okay, one more for you. Cold therapy techniques that's a popular trend, you know, ice baths, that kind of thing. Researchers say it may reduce inflammation, but there's not enough evidence. Okay, doctor, what does cold therapy do for you?
It shocks the heck out of you. That's what it does. Now, that study was in PLOS1, which is a great journal, and it concluded one thing that I'm following, which is it decreases inflammation. And inflammation leads to all kinds of disease, and it's bad for you, and it interrupts thinking processes. Inflammation is good to reduce. But, Stuart, cold immersion is a shock to the system. Here we go again. You're suddenly immersing in cold water. You could have a heart attack. You could have other health issues involved. You need to be in perfect shape to be doing that. So I like the idea of cold water immersion. I like the idea of relaxation, but I don't like the idea of people who already have underlying health problems using this technique.
Count me out. Doctor, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I know you will be back soon. Thanks, Doc.